This looks really nice. All right. This morning I'm gonna do a little jog around Silverwood Lake from this area right next to the Vista Point, I think. But yeah, it should be fun. Here's Silverwood Lake, our first view, and I was hoping to actually get here as the sun was coming up, but there was a car crash, so can't really prevent things from happening sometimes. So I've only ever done really this side of the lake, but the side I'm going to, it should be neat to check out. Oh, a deer. Oh, missed it, sorry. Nice mule deer. It's right over there. But yeah, no, it should be an exciting day to find new things and see new sights. Oftentimes, if I spook a deer, I can often, oh, I do see it, okay. So we're not gonna go get too close, but the deer, it's right thereabout. And yeah, I mean, we're just gonna give it a few seconds. I saw his head, yeah, there it is. Okay, good, you can see it, right? I told you. Saw the deer after spooking it. I'm also hoping to see some good wildlife, so you know, you never really exactly know what you're gonna find, but I'm optimistic. Silverwood Lake is looking nice from this end, but yeah, sun's rising. I think what I have to do here is keep jogging down this fire road until I get to the road, and then maybe jog along the road. Yeah, you kind of go adjacent to this whole structure here, and signs like this make me think I'm following the PCT, but really, I mean, not too many footprints, I don't know. This is the Cedar Springs Spillway. I think this is one of the spillways, if not the spillway for Silverwood Lake when it really fills up. I did also sort of see this thing right over here, kind of want to take a look at. And the river behind the spillway, kind of neat too. Maybe I'll get some footage there, even though I don't think I'm supposed to trespass. This says Las Flores Ranch Historical Markers and Billy Holcomb chapter of ECV. So yeah, some stuff on the ancient Native Americans, the trade routes. I'm gonna get a photo of this and maybe read this later. I do kind of want to keep up by my pace, but pretty neat. Happy I decided to check out that landmark. Anyways, I'm gonna switch sides, but briefly I do kind of want to show you the river. There's more of like a sidewalk on that side though than this side, but let's just have a look. So this is the creek just behind the spillway, the Cedar Springs Spillway, kind of propping up Silverwood Lake, and I gotta say, definitely a beautiful stream. Very, very nice. Always nice to have a look at that sort of thing, and you do get it on this side, but this side is certainly the safer side to jog on. You know, you got a little bit of a sidewalk. This is an odd area for the PCT to come through. There was a sign there, and then there is a sign there to turn that way. Right over there, I'm not gonna zoom in. But yeah, you know, you keep going this way, but something I wanted to show you real quickly are these enormous pipes, right? Like, look at this, wow. Just incredibly large, and there are a bunch over there too. But I think these are just something special. Enormous. Yeah, look at that piping. Wow. Yeah, I enjoy finding little things like this. Very, very, very cool spot. I'm gonna have to get a photo or two here. You know, to me, I don't see this every day, so it is a little surreal, to be honest. Wild to think about how much water must you know, be flowing through pipes like that, and how intense the pressure must be, especially below a reservoir like Silverwood Lake. Anyways, yeah, you can see some of maybe the part of the dam structure there. Some barbed wire you gotta be careful of, at least it's all on the ground. But yeah, we're gonna jog up this way and get to a good section of the lake. Yeah, not completely sure, but I think this might be the way I'm supposed to go. It is kind of on the other side of this ridge compared to the lake, but we'll find out soon. The road I've been jogging up is right there, the dirt road, and I just kind of wanted to go up and over to get a look at Silverwood Lake just to make sure I'm following it, and sure enough I am. I'm sure some of the side trails here will lead down to nice beaches, but what I want to do is keep jogging along the fire road until I get to some of the trail sections closer to the lake and stop by a bunch of those, because there could be a ton here. You know, I don't really know for yet. But yeah, anyway, let's keep jogging. This is definitely a nice view. So I just kind of jogged around here. I'm gonna keep going there, but yeah, definitely gonna stop to get pictures in this side of the lake. I've never been here before, and it is really pristine. Don't want to do too many stops, but I really had to get some photos there. Very nice, and yeah, the sun especially coming up right over there. It's nice to get a few photos from the lake lit up that way. Here's another view of the lake, and I gotta say, Silverwood Lake from this angle with the sun behind me definitely looks really nice. The road here to jog actually has been really a phenomenal chill jog too. I think at some point, as I may have mentioned, it's gonna get challenging when I get off the road. But yeah, for now, really quite pristine, you know, good morning run. And yeah, excited about seeing more of this lake. So the lake's real nice. Again, gonna try to keep like a good pace here, but if I could stop more, I certainly would stop more. Another nice view of the lake from high up, and one of the trails I'll be on coming back is right across over there. So we're gonna go that way, and that way. But before that, I gotta find the steep way down to the trail people don't usually go on. I don't know the names, but I know roughly what I'm looking for. All right, I think this is the way I need to take to get down to one of the lower trails. But up here, you got a nice view of Silver Lake on this side and on this side. And the plan is, once I'm down there at the base, to kind of go along a trail that follows here, out there, out and around there, and then up and back along that way. So yeah, happy to be at the down point finally, and so far things have been pretty smooth. Also wanted to shout out Davidas Stroll, I think that's the name of his channel. I'll put the text here, but yeah, he did a video on doing this loop and mentioned I think this is going to be the most challenging part. So far not too bad, but yeah, I was actually thinking about doing this in the spring. You know, it's kind of been on my mind for a bit, and then I think it got to sort of near the summer maybe or something like that, and a fire kind of broke out right over there. Might be sort of hard to see, but when we get there I'll show you. So that fire, you know, kind of prevented this trip for a bit, but I think earlier in the week he released a video doing the loop, so I figured, hey, you know, I might as well do it too. But yeah, I appreciate other people making your YouTube videos and stuff, and yeah, cool to see that stuff. Yeah, so far not too bad. I mean, I'm not really booking it or anything, but it's certainly like lightly joggable. When it's slippery, you kind of want to be careful. Obviously not like traversed a whole lot. I don't really see a lot of footprints, but it's not really dense with vegetation thus far. So yeah, but I don't know, it's not as nice as the fire road, I'd say. Yeah, maybe there are a few footprints here. Yeah, those look like some footprints. That right there is a nice rock. It sort of reminds me of like a crescent moon almost. Yeah, pretty cool. There were a few potential detours behind me, could have led me astray, but I think I am on the right track, and that's just mostly due to me seeing this little white cone here. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, we got this neat little cone-shaped thing, roughly cone-shaped. I don't know exactly what it is, but maybe this will be useful. So it says 1968 right here. So wait, what does that say? Oh, okay. George's DWR 1968. Maybe it's a memorial thing. I don't know. But yeah, neat nonetheless. Yeah, anyways, gonna try to make my way eventually down there, but in the meantime, might get a few photos. Neat little landmark there. I do recall, you know, when I've been out jogging on that side more or less, I think there was like some sort of weird gazebo-like thing. I don't remember. It's really been a while, and I don't always keep the photos of all my trips. You know, I just do so many. It really adds up. But yeah, I'll definitely try to find some of the other spots I've been to before once I get there. Nonetheless, a lot of cool new things I've seen already, and certainly more to come on this side of the lake. It has felt a little more slippery coming down this way, so I've been careful, but nonetheless, still some beautiful views of the lake going down. I just got footage here, but wanted to get one more panoramic shot. Just gotta say, yeah, really loving Silverwood Lake from this side. Just came down here near this old barbed wire, so be careful of that. And yeah, this is the trail, and I think the plan is to just follow this to the best of my ability. I'm not sure if it'll be something I can jog, really, but there should be a bike path, an old bike path coming up or something like that, and I think at that point, I'll definitely be able to jog a bit. I do want to say that I appreciate whoever is really maintaining this and cutting this out. You almost got like a tunnel of vegetation here. So, and some of it does look like it was chopped somewhat recently, you know, so I mean, maybe within the last, like, I don't know, a couple of years, right? There's that little stub there, a lot of little stubs. So I appreciate the maintenance. If I ever come here again, I might bring my machete, especially if it's like a good while from now. But you can kind of see some of the bushes that have been cut here too. So it's definitely ongoing. I just came out right here, and I wanted to point out that I'm now on this old bike path here. And so apparently this isn't really used for biking very much these days, but it does kind of provide a nice pathway for me to jog more or less. And yeah, hopefully we get to some beaches soon. I am curious. And there was one back there, but I saw some people fishing right at it, so I decided to give them space. All right, we got a little picnic bench here, barbecues, and some restrooms, I guess. But this little platform here looks very cool. Let's do a little walk up here. Yeah. Very, very neat. Yeah, real nice. I have to get a few photos here. Neat little platform. You have some beaches here and stuff, but I think I'm just gonna keep going this way. So I just jogged a little ways away from that spot, the platform, and I didn't want to be too loud because there was a guy fishing there, but at the same time, you know, I did want to go on that platform, so I'm not gonna not go on the platform. But yeah, a lot of people fishing here. Good to respect that. I also just jogged by another jogger who said he saw like a bobcat walking near the parking area. So I don't really know where that is. My first time here, but hopefully we can find it and then maybe see a bobcat. I don't think they're all that dangerous. So yeah, not sure if this is the parking area he's talking about, but yeah, no bobcats yet. There may have been one, but could be long gone. I'm gonna try and check out one of these beaches here. I assume this leads to a beach, maybe just the lake, but yeah, let's go this way and sort of see where this ultimately leads. I think I do see a good body of water here, and yeah, at least something. So hopefully not too much further. And voila, there's at least some water here. Yeah, not the best, but I don't know. I think it's worth checking out. Yeah, definitely sort of a peaceful spot here. Yeah, I would say I'm actually happy with my choice, and I kind of do feel okay purifying some of this. Actually, I'll get to why I was hesitant in a sec. Also, I'm not sure if you can really see it. The sun might be kind of in the way. There is a good sized fish right there. Maybe I'll try to zoom in a little bit on it. So yeah, right there, see the fish. People in the lake like to fish, and as such, there are plenty. I think that's like a rainbow trout maybe, but I'm not completely sure. Could be like a bass, I don't know, but my guess would be rainbow trout. But yeah, anyways, cool to see, and I'm sure there are a lot more in the lake than just that one.
Yeah, so the reason you should be careful purifying water even from this lake, even if you have a purifier, is this. I'll tell you the story. So about like, I think May-ish 2023 or something like that, I went out to the Pacoima Canyon pegmatite. It's a pretty remote rock body where you get these really crazy zircon crystals and allanite crystals. So very cool stuff. But the way I decided to go was kind of half this really overgrown fire road and half up this canyon. But I decided to stay mostly in the creek that time. And I really got a lot of these like thistle things or like, grass things in my socks, scratching up my feet, and a bunch of other bushwhack cuts and stuff like that. And the day after, I think it was about the day after, a friend and I decided to go to this lake, other side kind of, but same body of water. And essentially, I was swimming around and stuff, kind of chilling at the beach. I think he was like fishing or detecting or something like that. But yeah, like a couple of days later, all my cuts are really infected. And I was looking into it, and apparently Silverwood Lake, has, this monitoring program for harmful algal blooms. And I think that right after the day I went or something like that, there were these like elevated concentrations of harmful, maybe cyanobacteria reported. So yeah, I had these infections for a bit. They were just kind of pussy. I had to get antibiotics and stuff, kind of messed up my stomach. But yeah, be careful when you're here, especially kind of when it's, warm during the summer. And this looks more clear to me now, but just got to be aware of that. All right, I'm gonna give this a shot. So let's do it. Yeah. And then, all right. Gonna pour a little off the top and set that down, and here we go. And yeah, hopefully that'll do it. Let's see how this is. It tastes fine. I do want to replace the filter at some point. But yeah, I think I'm in the clear. Who knows? Hopefully. All right, pretty beautiful spot. I think as I keep making my way around the lake, I'm gonna try to stop more in this section, just at little beaches. I think we're gonna get to the pine forested area pretty soon too. You can certainly see that across the lake. But yeah, anyway, let's make it back to the road and keep going up. Got a little creek crossing here on the bike path. So there's one side, and that's the route down to Silverwood Lake. And someday it might be fun to kind of do some, actually, I am just going to rock hop out here real quick. It'd be cool to go the other way. I think out this way the lake comes up pretty quickly, I think. So I'm just going to do that now. So right about here, that creek that I've been following just a very, very short ways turns into Silverwood Lake. At least one of the inlets. And yeah, so here we are at the edge of the lake, and yeah, not very far away from that bike path, just right up there. Very beautiful lake, very beautiful access point. And yeah, it's surprising. I mean, I haven't really been out here in a little bit, I think, since I mentioned like around 2023-ish. And this is my, I think, first video here too, despite having gone, around when I was starting to make videos. So yeah, there are some, like, I think 2 really old videos on the channel too, but like not super old, maybe 2021-ish. But aside from that, I mean, not many past when I kind of went to Pacoima and went up here. Yeah, got ourselves a little gray squirrel here. Might be hard to really do a good close-up. Yeah, but they're around and eating all the acorns and pine nuts. A lot of pine cones and acorns here. We have a heron down there, and these herons like to fly away from me. So yeah, there, okay, it's already flying away. I just kind of want to go down and take a look, but I thought I'd point out that heron real quick. Anyways, yeah, another little easy access point to the edge of the lake. However, it is pretty vegetated here, so maybe not the best area for photos. You know what, this point right aside from where I just was, this looks like a good access point. And it's really nice too, because it's right by all these pine trees, Really kind of reminds me of one of those lakes you might get in the Sierras or something, like Hume Lake from this angle, all those pine forests and whatnot. And yeah, real beautiful view here. The water, you can see the ducks. There's kind of a little trail, I guess, even. Yeah, so really gorgeous spot. I think I'm gonna try to get a few photos here before going, but yeah, this might be one of the better ones so far, not gonna lie. I do want to do more trips where I go around lakes and reservoirs like this. It's just really cool to kind of get all angles, and I do have a few more interesting ones in mind. Don't know really when I'll do them, but yeah. Got a little fish vertebrae right there on the bike path, so I'm not sure if that's from a human or a bear. I know this is bear territory, but yeah, it's still interesting to see that sort of far, not too far, but a little off course from the lake. I have passed a few nice beaches. There was one that had some people at it, but this one looks empty, so we're just gonna go down here real quick. Yeah, so nice kind of stretch of sand here, more or less a little cove, and beautiful beaches, just completely unoccupied on a weekend. So yeah, a lot of Silverwood Lake can get busy, but it is a big lake, so sections like this that are large are not necessarily hard to find if you take a little bit of time. So over here we clearly have something going on. No trespassing, loitering. But yeah, my hope is that it's not too hard to get around here and back down to the lake. I looked at it on Google Maps before, and it didn't look like the distance was too far. Then again, it wasn't like particularly obvious to me, but I think with a little poking around, and no, I see some people hiking down from there actually. I'll just jog that way. I think that should work. So there is this way, but I think it's this way. And part of me thinks that just because, you know, I got this orange tape here, and this does seem to kind of go closer to the lake. So let's assume that's the case for now. So I was worried I would just be running into a bunch of campgrounds here, but I think I did find the bike path. And there does seem to be a parking area down there. Now that's not where I parked by any means, but I think it's the way I need to go. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look around here a little bit. Seems like a neat area. Got a nice little beach here. Apparently there are bald eagles here, which doesn't necessarily surprise me. But yeah, pretty cool. This looks really nice. So yeah, it should be up there pretty soon, but let's make our way that way. There's a snack bar here. Little merchandise area. Got some bald eagles too, and I'm gonna get a lemonade. I got myself a lemonade. Gonna find somewhere to sit down, drink it, and then yeah, I'll keep trying to find my way around this lake. I think so far I've been pretty successful. All right. That tastes good. Very refreshing. This whole area is just really, really nice. Not sure how much further I have. I think maybe 5 or 6 miles back to way over there where I parked. But yeah, so far it's been pretty chill for the distance I'm doing. They also have spigots here which work. And that's good because I can drink some water that I know is pretty clean, and yeah, I'll be plenty hydrated before leaving the lake again. Good to hydrate. Back on the bike path, and there is another creek flowing in to Silverwood Lake here. So again, I'm not going to take it down to the very end, but neat to know about, and a potential spot to bushwhack up, rock hop up in the future. So yeah, without any further ado, I'm going to keep jogging. So I'm approaching that other end now, and you can certainly see some of the fire scar over there. I think I'll probably intersect with some of it here. And we'll get some footage of that soon, but thought I'd point it out from afar. Some of the fall leaves in these coves are really nice. I mean, I know we're in California, we don't get a whole lot of it, but just sort of seeing some of these trees here with the yellow leaves, it's just really beautiful, especially reflecting against the lake. But yeah, thought I'd point those out quickly. I do kind of want to just see how it looks in this cove here. Yeah, pretty nice. So there does seem to be sort of like a animal trail here, more or less. And yeah, I'm not gonna take it too far, but maybe just right over here. Yeah, beautiful area. This one here also looks really beautiful. And wow, yeah, sure enough, nice beach area. Someone fishing, I guess, but yeah, really good spot. Yeah, this is just amazing. This whole area, beautiful. This area is kind of wild. You got the, I don't know what I call this, the delta or lagoon, whatever, coming back in here along this burn section, and then the trail right there. So yeah, certainly some green algae there. Yeah, it's really charred up here, even in this riparian area. Probably would have been densely vegetated with pretty high fuel moisture, but nonetheless, really burned. So yeah, let's cross around here maybe, and I think there's some good stuff on the other side. Love this sort of thing. It's like a balance beam, you know, walking on trees, get over creeks. Not too hard, but still kind of cool. All right, so we're at this parking area here, and I think my plan is gonna be to take this fire road up, and it should intersect with a PCT, which I can mostly just jog on to get back, you know. But yeah, we'll get some good views of Silverwood Lake, and might stop by a few other spots if I can kind of remember where they are. This area really burned, actually, so I've been here before, you know. Jogged along the PCT, even this road, but yeah, I haven't been here since the fire. That being said, I remember looking from the other side, and I'm curious if you know, there's maybe one of the other edges of the lake burned too. I don't know, but we'll see. I think this is probably the old PCT sign. Certainly pretty burnt from the fire. And yeah, my plan is to kind of jog along this section of the PCT. Definitely a newer looking sign. And yeah, make it back to where I parked on the way, as I may have mentioned. Gonna get some beautiful views of the lake. Well, the trail does keep going that way. I think what I want to do is go up here, because I did sort of see something that looked interesting. And I think I've been here before, so I don't exactly remember what it is, but I do remember at least one of these had a weird hexagon, maybe something like that, shaped structure. So let's go take a look. Yeah, so here it is. And as I remember, I guess not quite a hexagon. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octagon. But yeah, neat little octagon structure here, you know. Definitely have some good views of Silverwood Lake. And as we kind of go around that way, I think looking out from here, definitely one of my favorite perspectives of the lake. Again, that's the area where I got that lemonade, the spot with some of the pine trees. I've essentially almost closed the loop. That's one of the burned areas. There could be another one around there, I don't know. But yeah, cool to check this out. I'm happy it's still here and didn't get burned by the fire. So yeah, nice little, not hexagon, but octagon structure. Anyways, cool to revisit. I knew there was something like that up here. Just didn't quite remember what. But I guess it's some sort of like wooden lookout. So yeah, anyway, I'll get some of those good views of the PCT or of Silverwood Lake from the PCT as I jog back. I know that there are some really scenic spots. And this is the area that I've been in, so haven't been in the other stuff, you know, until today, but this is not new territory for me at this stage. I would say that right here is one of the most picturesque views of Silverwood Lake from above, you know, especially on this side, but even, you know, kind of on the whole route. I just really love the way that the mountains and the lake kind of interact here, and the perspective you get of all the coves. So my personal opinion, I have a few photos from this general stretch where you get this view, but just thought I'd share this with y'all. In my opinion, definitely top-notch scenic area. Nice to have actually seen the whole lake from all the different angles you can get perspectives, at least you know, that are easy to access from trails, you know, you can kind of jog slash scramble on. But yeah, that one still certainly takes the cake. Anyways, I'm gonna get going. Gotta make it back. Here's another beautiful view of Silverwood Lake. And yeah, I don't remember exactly where I parked. It's either right up there or maybe to the side. But I'll know when I get closer. I've been here before. But yeah, we are kind of reaching the area where the trip will be ending, and I'll have completed a loop around the lake. This is another nice area you can access by either the trail or by boat. I think a lot of people do it by boat though. This is a very boating friendly lake. But yeah, you have a few people down there right now, so I'm just gonna skip out on it. That being said, I did kind of want to point out that, as I mentioned before, and I think as I pointed out earlier in the video, depending on how I edit this together, we have another section of the trail that the fire hit. So I'll get some footage here, not an enormous amount, but it is a little, I mean, smaller than the other section, but it does kind of cover a significant portion. So yeah, good to know that there are burn scars in 2 areas of the trail, more or less. This section of the trail is all pretty burnt up too, and I think it's the same fire. I think it all essentially kind of wrapped around, you know, the section over there that isn't burned, and kind of aproned around the hilltop here to kind of touch 2 sections of Silverwood Lake. So yeah, interesting to see. And I thought it looked kind of like this from further away too. So nice to sort of confirm my observations. All right, I'm back out of the burn area, and I think this is the way I want to go up, although it's been a little bit. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go swimming this time. I kind of was thinking about maybe doing it at the cove right here, but just thinking about it, given the fact that we just had we had fires this year in this area. We just had a rain a couple weeks ago. It's still been kind of warm, even though it's been relatively cool. I think collectively all of these things just make me worry about like some of the harmful algae, and I did get an infection here before, but I don't know, maybe next year I'll go for a little swim. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's make our way up this way. I think this is right. On a sad note, there are certainly mine adits that would be cool to explore in this area, but this one has really been trashed, so I don't plan on going back in there anytime soon. Looks pretty disgusting. I mean, well, maybe, I don't know. It used to smell worse. Now it doesn't smell all that bad. I might give it a try someday, but for now, we are not doing that. On this journey, I've definitely seen a lot of spots where it's obvious people are dumping, and it kind of breaks my heart, you know, some of these natural areas. To see people just dumping stuff, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, you know, I can't stop it. All I can do is kind of suggest people don't do it, and on the occasions where I have a trash bag on me, you know, bring a trash bag and pick it up. So yeah, that being said, yeah, I'm pretty sure I parked just right up there. So hope you enjoy the video. Don't know how good it'll be. Not really the typical thing I do, but nice to get the jog in and nice to close the loop here.